Happy Friday. This is the hungover edition for the questions for the 21st century meditations or 21st century meditations. How am I doing? How am I feeling? I'm hungover. I went out drinking last night, went to the Radio Rooftop Bar, which was nice. It was very expensive, but it was nice, nice views. Very, very hot sun for the beginning. I think I did have a bit more of a tan. And then went to Opium Bar. It was very nice. But I'm a bit hungover now. I'm driving down now to Charles, my friend, which is going to be a lot of fun. What's the big wins of the past week? I think I've started a new book called Startup Land, which is very motivational. So it kind of got me pumped up for startup life again and motivation for building something. And I think basically whenever you hear anyone else's stories about startups, you get jacked up for it. And that did it for me. And so I had a really good day on Thursday, in particular morning, and a bit of Wednesday to build out more of the website. So we should publish this new the new designs for our company, Snowball Creations website, hopefully next week. Is looking good for that, which is exciting. How well did you do at achieving your goals? So I wanted to get the info site done this week, which didn't quite happen because I'm going away today. It would have been hard to make it done anyway today. It's just building. I'm learning a whole new language of Tailwind CSS, which is the more fancy version of normal basic CSS, which is the way that it's cascading style sheets to put design onto your website. Basically, is what it does. For anyone who's a layman to these things. So I didn't quite hit that goal, and I also said I was going to meditate better in the mornings, and I didn't because I was just very motivated to get into the work, which I find is like a weird contrast between the two things. It's one of those, you know that if you do meditate, you'll work better and be more efficient, and so it's worth that 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, but it's very hard to get myself to do it still. Any tips, let me know. What's the biggest challenges the company faces? Our software has had bugs this week, so that's been a pain in the ass. We've had some clients just struggling with their own products, so that's the reality of being a marketing agency, is that you're disconnected from the product part, so you can't really do too much about that, which is a challenge. So how we can deal with that, what we can do about that, is a big important question to think about. What are big opportunities? Getting this new design live and becoming more focused, that's a big opportunity. Bang, that is a mind-bending opportunity. I think I was reminded of it, of how important it was on that Thursday morning. I just got so much more of this website done, and it made such a difference to my day, being just basically giving myself a focal point to be like, fucking focus, like as in a reminder to focus basically. And it made such a big difference to actually just getting shit done. Like I got like 2 or 3 pages of the website finished when other days I'd done like 1. So it was just drastically more. So it's all about quality of work as well as quantity of work, but quality is important, is my roundabout way of saying it. How has your energy been? My energy it's been good. I think I've been a bit manic this week. I feel like I've had so many things happening at once that it's been hard to stay focused, is why it was my lesson as well. Yeah, but I have had energy. I just think it's trying to keep it focused is the challenge, you know? Who impressed you this week? I think the Startup Land guy, the book, the author of Startup Land. I really like this book that I've started. I'd say he's impressed me this week. He's the guy who started, or the team who started Zendesk. So it's the story behind Zendesk, which is now like a public listed company. So it's as big as it gets in terms, and they basically reinvented customer service. And if you're a founder, then you very likely may know about Zendesk, to be fair. But yeah, I was impressed by his story. I think he was they're a really interesting company and so relatable too. He has the same situation where he was 25, 26, ran a startup for 4 or 5 years up to 30 years old, and then had to close it down, in his case, because of this big economic downturn and everything else that went on around when it happened. And so, exactly like my story, Eco Companion from when I was about 25 to 30, and then having to close that down, and him just saying, like, failure is still failure. Like, people try and say, like, you know, you learn lessons and all this stuff, but at the same time, it still always fucking sucks. Like, stop pretending to yourself that failure is anything other than failure. You can take a lot from it, but it's fucking failing, and no one likes to fail. It'd be much better if I just started a company the first time that had succeeded. What are you grateful for? I'm grateful for being able to go away today and enjoy myself. I went out last night and going to see some friends today down south, and know that the company is being looked after with Chris and Georgia and Ollie. So yeah, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for having a great team that know how to run the company without me, for days like this. What are you reading, listening to, and what have you taken from it? I've definitely covered that one thoroughly already. Startup Land, it's called. Very good book. How could I lift someone else? I think being a very good friend. I'm going down south to the south coast to make sure everybody else has a really fun time down while I'm on the south coast. We're going to go see fairies, is the way I'm going to describe it. How could I do more of what I love? I think next week I'm excited for, as long as there's not a load of random new stuff just pops up, I'm optimistic that I'll be able to do a lot more coding and get the info site finished and published, which is a really exciting moment to be able to publish my second major project, which is really cool. So that's going to be really fun. It's also a new month and everything. Hopefully we're going to get another sale and then coming today, hopefully, actually, to finish the month well. And then it's a new month anyway. What's one big lesson you learned from this past week? The importance of focus. Focus is a multiplier. If you're very focused, you can do, 3.7 times the output of someone who is unfocused. An unfocused person does 0 effort. The unfocused person stares at Netflix rather than their work. The focused person has no distraction and delivers. So focus.